This time we have a Sharp VC90 multi-system VCR. This does NTSC, PAL, CCAM, and Middle East CCAM. And the complaint on this one is you push in a tape and it kicks the tape out. He said it played one tape fine, and then when it went to play another tape, it wouldn't load it. It just put the tape in, kicked the tape out. This one was in about 6 years ago to have the mode switch cleaned and the second time to have the clutch repaired, so I know those will be fine. Let's check out the problem. So I've got a Sharp. This is a multi-system VCR, CCAM, MESCAM, PAL, and NTSC. Complaint on this one was he played a tape and it played, and then when he tried to play another tape, it kicked the tape out. Now I worked on this thing a while back, so I don't know what's gone wrong with it since then, but all these old VCRs, they're all having problems because, well, they're all old. And it doesn't matter what you do to any of this old electronics. You can fix it today and 2 weeks later they have a different problem. You can't guarantee anything that you do on any of this old equipment these days because, well, I got a lot of old parts in them, and VCRs were very mechanical. So we'll start by pulling the top off, just so I can observe what it's doing. There's the mechanism. Okay, plug the unit in, we'll turn it on. Got snow on the screen. That's the fault. What do you guys think? I would think it's not detecting that the cassette is in. A switch, maybe?
Nope.
That's interesting. Press the eject button. Well, isn't that strange? Hit the eject button and the tape goes in and comes out. No different than doing that. What is going on with this one? This is a weird fault. I wonder what happens if I press the eject button with no tape. Nothing. It doesn't try to do anything. But when there's a tape in there, no, see? It's kicking the tape back out. Is it a belt that's slipping? Maybe it's a belt that's slipping. I bet you, I bet you, it could be the belt. It could be the belt. It's not. I bet you it's not engaging fully to complete the loading cycle. I bet you that's what it is. Let me just flip this by hand. Yeah. This belt is shot. That belt is shot. That's why it's doing what it's doing. Now I can eject it. What's happening is, you'll see that the clutch will disengage here, or engage to eject the tape. When the cassette goes in, it has to wind it down and trip a mechanical release, which releases this clutch. And what's happening is it's slipping. The belt is slipping. If I just flip it by hand a little more to get that clutch to release, then it knows the tape's in place. So this is going to be a simple, easy fix. We just need to find a belt. So that's our fault. It's not broken, it hasn't turned to mush, but it is slipping. These ones are actually quite easy to change because once you have the belt off, the belt is what holds it in place. Once you have the belt off, you can pull the gear out a little bit, or pull the pulley out a bit, enough to, I think, slip the belt over on the back of it. For sure, if I release this, if I put a tape in and release this, there'll probably be enough clearance to do it. Be able to get this out of here without having to take the whole thing apart. Should be able to slip the belt over the pulley itself and around the back. I'll just load a tape. I'll load the tape in. That might give me enough clearance. Okay. I may have enough clearance now to be able to slip this out. There. It's the old belt. Let me go find one. Hopefully I got one that's smaller. Actually, I got a couple of them here that might work. I got one here that's a little bit smaller, and this one probably will work. So we've got the smaller belt here. It will be tighter, obviously. And this might just do the job. It's got to get it around behind here again. There. New belt in place. Eject. Load. That was the problem. Thread up the tape, and the tape plays perfect. And there's playback. So nice easy one for a change. Go through all the different modes. Still. Search forward. Search reverse. Back to play. This is a multi-system machine, but it does not convert. If I switch it to PAL and tell it it's a PAL tape, that's what we get, because it's obviously not a PAL tape. Same with CCAM. If I switch it to NTSC, it'll play back, and there's also an option for NTSC 4.43. And what that did is that put the color subcarrier on 4.43 versus 3.58. Obviously you need a television that can accept NTSC 4.43. A lot of the PAL televisions, all the multi-system TVs did. In fact, a lot of PAL televisions would play an NTSC tape if it was set to NTSC 4.43. It wouldn't convert the image, it wouldn't convert the number of lines to 625, so you typically had to adjust the vertical hold on the television, but at least it would make the color more compatible, because a lot of people don't realize that NTSC and PAL are very similar. The difference is PAL inverts the color every other line, and NTSC steps the whole thing forward by 90 degrees every field. But NTSC 4.43, a lot of PAL televisions had the ability to receive NTSC 4.43. The reason they couldn't receive it on 3.58 and you just get a black and white picture is because they only put one color crystal in for 4.43, which was the color subcarrier frequency for PAL. So by having a VCR that could output an NTSC signal as kind of a, call it quasi-PAL, the PAL televisions could pick it up and deal with it. This one's done. To go into full rewind, full fast forward. Does this one unload? Yeah, this one unloads to a half load, so it keeps the tape on the control track so that it can count the hours and minutes. And then when you eject, it completes the unloading cycle. Gonna give this one a clean, and then we're gonna send it out. Thanks for watching.